This is Pam from NortheastWheelsEvents.com at the Boyertown Museum of Historic Vehicles over here in Boyertown. We're celebrating this weekend because they have the hoods up displays, which really shows off. And we're here with Thane. I asked him, show me a few of your favorites. Now this gets interesting. He started off with the CT truck, the electric truck, which you've got to check out the video. Fascinating. And all the cars here have stories behind them. And Thane's going to inform us with this Acme and the S.G.V. So you were saying about the Acme was a early producer.
It started out as a bicycle company in Reading.
Reading, okay, very good.
And then they started building these speedsters. And they don't know if there's other Acme Speedster or not. They can't find any.
Mm-hmm.
But the Acme Speedsters were used mostly for hill climbs and road rallies. So the first thing they did was tear the fenders off. So to have the Acme is a big deal. To have fenders on it is major. Now, S.G.V. is the initials of the last name of the three gentlemen that bought Acme.
Uh-huh.
And they just kept making the Acme model and putting their S.G.V. badge on them until they could redesign it. This car here...
I'll tell you, if I may, when did Acme start? Do you know offhand?
Only a couple of years.
Well, this one's in 1910, okay. That's in 07.
1892.
With bicycles.
1892 is when they started with the cars.
No, that's with the cars. No, that's the bicycles.
Decide try their hand.
Because that's too
no. No.
Oh yeah, decide
1892.
Wow, are they early?
They were getting started into it.
They were one of the earliest.
Yeah.
Because 1886 was the first.
Yeah, and that was, well, we have one from 1868, but that was steam power.
Steam power, yeah. Steam was 1852.
But
I remember this stuff. I can't even get the name of the museum right. I love it. I started with this venture in 1900, built a two-cylinder car. All right. Then he hired...
here's the names.
Yes.
These are the guys, Sternberg, Graham, and Van Tyne. That's the S.G.V. Those are the three gentlemen that bought Acme.
Is that any relations to the Graham, as in the Graham brothers?
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay.
But S.G.V., they just kept making the S.G.V. model and badging their badge on until they could redesign it. This car side of it.
You don't know who made the motors, do you?
I think they made their own.
Wow. Because that's impressive.
And the cool thing is, this is a water-cooled car motor.
Right.
But there's no fan.
Oh, interesting.
Now, you can't see it on this one too well, but the one behind you, if you look at the flywheel,
right,
the flywheel is cut out as the fan. So when that's why the hood is not louvered. It's sucked in the air all the way through.
What an interesting, yeah, what an interesting,
the flywheel is cut out,
yes,
so that's
you could
your
just
fan.
see it.
And that's why there's no louvers on the hood, because you got a wind tunnel.
It sucks it right through. That is great.
This one here, you can see the flywheel a lot better back here. You can see the big fan blades on it.
Yes.
But
come on. There we go. The red over there is your fan blades. That is too cool. Literally and figuratively.
This car here is S.G.V.'s redesign of that car.
And this is the 12. Okay.
Yeah. That is the Acme model, and this is S.G.V.'s redesign of this model.
Wow. $3,500 new. That's
yeah. Now
expensive.
this is like $82,000 in today's money.
Yeah.
This was basically the rich playboy's car.
Right.
And the single seat in the back that they call the mother-in-law seat.
Yes.
That was actually where either the mechanic rode, or if he went on his Sunday picnics and stuff, that's where their servant rode to take care with their picnics. Just like I said, this was the rich playboy's car.
Yes, and you did need a mechanic with you because changing tires and whatnot.
And most of these guys, they had money and not knowledge. They needed a mechanic to get the car started and set up so they could show off and sit there and drive it. They weren't going to call it the mechanic seat because I'm too dumb to know anything, so they call it the mother-in-law seat.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Just out of curiosity, I just want to see how much this car was originally that they
There's no
went
price
to.
on
No
that.
price, okay. I wonder if it was a priced car. It looks like it's got some good features on it.
Yeah.
So it's not like a low price. That is nice. This S.G.V is just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. I'm going to swing back so we can see the mother-in-law. See, of course, it's a gas and brass. These are kerosene lamps. That's the acetylene for the headlights. Conventional setup with accelerator, brake, clutch. Very nice. 3-speed, I presume?
Yeah. And it's slide shift. It's slide shift
Very
instead,
nice.
instead of.
Yeah.
And the cool thing with these cars is
Wow.
this material that's
Mhm.
laying on the floor.
Yes.
I always thought it was somebody's shortcut when they were restoring them. No, it's the new high-tech material of the day, linoleum.
Linoleum,
They
yeah.
had wooden floors. When they invented linoleum, all the car makers started using that.
Oh, this stuff is great. I like the shock absorbers. This
Yeah.
was an expensive car.
Westinghouse made those, and I don't think they were too successful. I only ever saw one other car with those on.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, one thing, they're on the end of the leaf spring instead of over the axle.
Right.
And they're hydraulic shock absorbers,
Mhm.
but if you take the acorn nut off, there's an air fitting, they're air adjustable.
Oh,
So
okay.
instead of friction shocks where you tighten the nut, you just put more air in them to stiffen it up.
Well, that would make sense because, of course, Westinghouse is well known for the air brakes on trains.
They didn't, they didn't do much good except they really look gorgeous on a car.
Yeah.
They do a lot for the looks, but as far as function, they're not too practical.
Well, that's not bad then. Again, linoleum. And you thought carbon fiber was cool? They had linoleum. This is beautiful. Again, the 4-cylinder. Very, very nice. Full distributor. That is gorgeous. And then going into the 1913 touring car.
This is the car that bankrupted the company because the transmissions back then were not synchronized, so you had to pretty much double clutch to shift them.
Yeah.
Well, this Vulcan Electric Company, they came out with select shift, they called it. It was push button shift, so like when you're driving in low gear, you push 2. When you push your clutch in, the solenoids were supposed to shift it.
Okay.
It never worked correctly. Cars were breaking down, people were having problems. People were returning cars. They were suing S.G.V. S.G.V. was suing this company here that went bankrupt. And in return, S.G.V. went bankrupt. Now this car here has all the push buttons on the steering wheel for the shift.
Uh-huh.
Has all the shifting solenoids, none of which work. It also has a manual shift on the floor. This was one that was returned, and they just slapped a manual shift on it to resell it.
Ah, okay.
So it's
Now I see it also has the electric start. Again, must be an expensive car. They changed their motor design, I see.
yeah. This was a high-end car in its day.
Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that. They actually used a fan.
And this is our go-to car. This is the car that we use for all the local events. This is on the road a lot.
That is nice. Now there are the switches, the toggle switches.
That's fuel pump electric lights. That
Oh,
don't-
okay.
These are the push buttons for your select shift.
Now I see. Oh, on the steering wheel and everything.
Yeah, the toggle switches are not period correct. Those are what makes the car street legal today.
Gotcha. Now, please explain this. You've got 5 push buttons.
Yeah, actually, like if you're driving in low gear, I can't see the numbers. You push number 2.
Okay.
And then when you push your clutch in, it was supposed to shift it for you.
Uh-huh.
And then you push number 3. When you push your clutch in, it shift to 3rd, which never worked out right.
Mm-hmm.
But this car,
But why would you have 5 buttons?
with it had the electric shift in, it was 4-speed forward and 2-speed reverse. When they switched it back to manual shift, I guess they couldn't get all the linkage. Now it's 3-speed forward and 1 reverse. So there's gears in the transmission that aren't being used.
Oh, we'll have a few
But-
spare here.
Yeah, basically.
That's great. And this is the
This is your spark.
Spark. Yeah, Spark.
This is your spark. This one has a gas pedal on.
Mm-hmm.
And this would be your, because they usually have your spark and throttle.
Correct.
Actually, this is your throttle.
Okay.
This is your spark here.
Ah, okay.
And
A little
this
thumb.
throttle, like you have to retard the spark completely to start them.
Correct.
And then as you going faster, there was no advance on your distributor. You had to turn that. It would actually move your distributor to advance it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it has a gas pedal. When you set your throttle,
Mm-hmm.
once it's running, you throttle it up to a nice idling speed and get your spark right,
Mm-hmm.
and then that stays. And then you can use your gas pedal when you're driving to shift and stuff.
Very good. Very good. This
And
is
believe me, if you
beautiful
don't know what
car.
you're doing, you really look like an idiot driving them, because I looked like an idiot many times before I learned how to drive these cars
It's
properly.
practice, please. It's practice.
It's
That's
fun.
it.
It's
Oh, I'll tell you, how many smiles per gallon do you get when driving?
I know. But this is what you do when you're retired and can't afford toys. You volunteer and you get toys.
See, that's the whole thing, is that people don't realize when you volunteer at your local museum how much you get from it. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
And you make a new friend every day.
Oh, that's it.
There's no such thing as strangers. It's just friends you haven't met yet.
There you go.
And this is not like a grocery store where people got to come and spend money and they're miserable. They come here because they want to be. That just makes for a pleasant day.
Sure. And how could it be amongst these cars without a big smile on your face?
Oh, yeah, I know. And the more you're around them, the more little details you find. It's just interesting. It's better than school. I learned more in 4 years than I did in 12 years of school.
Isn't that amazing? Absolutely amazing. Thane, this is fantastic. And again, this is Pam from NortheastWheelsEvents.com at the Boyertown Museum of Historic Vehicles on their Hoods Up weekend. Watch the museum and Northeast Wheels for more events like this. Now, check NortheastWheelsEvents.com, SoutheastWheelsEvents.com, UKWheelsEvents.com for more events. And while you're there, post and share your events. I'll see you at the shows and the museums.